It's a brisk November afternoon, and Western Mechanical is getting ready to install a lift system in Toronto's Portlands. This old warehouse will see its roof raised a whopping 15 feet in 2 separate phases to accommodate a new film studio. They'll start here on the East End by installing a significant amount of structural bracing.
For this roof lift, we're going to add about 1 million pounds of steel for not only counterweight for ballast, for the wind bracing, but also in additional roof beams to lift up. Since we're taking 40 columns and now we're moving it to 20, we have big steel beams that have to go in first in order to get our jacks underneath.
Next, they'll install a series of computer-controlled, coordinated hydraulic jacks.
So right here we have a computer that is measuring all the displacements at each of our 20 jacks. There is a laser at each one of the 20 jacks that's going to measure our vertical displacement. And that comes back to here, and we have 4 big jacks here that are going to be a little bit slower. So those ones are going to govern all the other jacks, how fast we stroke them up.
And finally, the lift gets underway.
All right, boys, the winds are good. It's time to fire everything up and get up to 80%.
The centralized computer system regulates this lift and signals each jack operator with a series of red and green lights. Each operator controls 4 jacks, and a green light gives them the go-ahead to activate the corresponding jack.
We've got the building up about 100 mil, and we just want to do another look around just to make sure everything's going well. We always plan that the first foot is going to be our hardest.
After their visual inspection, the remaining bolts are removed, and it's full force ahead. The roof is steadily hoisted skyward until it rests over 15 feet higher than its starting point.
It's 5 o'clock in the morning, and we've gone up past the lift height that we need because we're keeping the existing anchor bolts for the columns. So if new columns come in, they get anchored and bolted to the building roof as it's hanging, and then we have to lower it down onto the existing anchor bolts.
But before new columns can be installed, old ones have to be removed. Crews get to work on this heavy steel replacement. With multiple shifts working around the clock, Western works right through breakfast, removing old columns and installing new ones. And with all the columns installed and bolted to the roof, it's lowered into place.
It is sitting on the foundation where it's supposed to be, and then we got to go up and actually finish all the bolts up top.
With the eastern half raised successfully, it's time to replicate the procedure in the west.
We're still using the system of the lights. It worked very well the first time. We have lasers that are wireless because we learned on the first phase that running thousands of feet of wire all over the site, things can get cut and broken, and we didn't want to risk that this time, and so far it's just working beautifully.
This second lift is going off without a hitch, allowing the team from Western to stay well ahead of schedule. And in an hour's time, the roof is at maximum height.
Today's lift was a 10 as far as I'm concerned. There was no stopping. Less than an hour, up 15 foot 5, couldn't ask for anything better.
With the roof suspended, the crew shifts their focus to replacing the columns.
So the 2 interior column bays, we're standing them. We put the 4 bolts in the top and we hang it from the top. There's another 12 or 14 bolts to go in the top connection, but we leave it so we can now actually guide it as we come down over top of the anchor bolts, right?
Temporary wind bracing is also installed at this phase in the form of steel cables.
Yeah.
As night falls, the last of the columns are mounted, and the crew lowers the structure into place. Working through the night and traveling from east to west, each section of columns are lowered onto their footings. Day breaks, and that's a wrap. The gang from Western put the final touches on this job. In the coming years, as the film industry continues to grow and thrive in this great city, Western Mechanical can rest assured that they played a major role in making it happen.